It's all about seeing the big picture. How else could I go through this routine every day for the past 18 months? Retina scan, then the changing room. Here we have to strip off our civvies. Every now and then there's a random cavity search, which we of course endure without complaint, due to our sense of duty to God and country. Then the double doors and into the work clothes. The only thing allowed in from the outside world is the lunchbox, and this must pass through the X-ray. And finally, my favorite part of the drill, getting razzed by the MPs. Hey, Henry! Your wife made you chicken again? I think she'd give me a piece of chicken, Henry? Chicken. That's the best one yet. But I laugh only on the inside. I say nothing. So, this is where I do my work. A laboratory within a military compound in the middle of nowhere, USA, the desert. There are a few hundred civilian employees here, mostly chemists and microbiologists, a handful of geneticists. Me? I'm one of the lab technicians. I keep their equipment oiled and running. We know few things for certain about our work on Project Cinnamon. It's government funded. The applications? Military. There are other similar labs elsewhere in the country working on the same project, but where or how many, I can't say. Everything is on a need-to-know basis. Kyle is my colleague in both worlds. As one of the biochemists, Kyle is privy to more info than me, and while we're not supposed to, people talk. Some say the substance known as cinnamon is a weapon, plain and simple. A few drops in the water supply, an airborne mist perhaps with greater potential for mass murder than any nuclear device. Some believe that the cinnamon is a mind control agent to be used on our own citizens. Now, Kyle isn't told what it's for and is given problems to solve, tests to run, without being told why. From what he can extrapolate, he firmly believes in the super soldier theory. Cinnamon is to be fed to our troops to magnify alertness, endurance, strength. The rumors surrounding this theory are just wild. It's been tested on troops already. Subjects were reported to sustain multiple cranial bullet wounds without falling down, let alone dying. They can go without food or water for 4 months. Stories about side effects ranging from infertility and chronic fatigue to grotesque mutations and acute dementia. I have never participated in a protest. I have never signed a petition for or against anything. I was a straight-A student in high school and got a scholarship to college where I graduated head of my class of lab technicians. I have no criminal record. I have voted Republican in every election since I was of age. I have never used drugs, smoked cigarettes, or drank alcohol to excess. I have been a hard-working, diligent, punctual employee for every job I've ever had, including this one. All of these are verifiable facts, yet, can you keep a secret? I'm a member of a sleeper cell of the Black Eye, an organization devoted to nothing less than complete global revolution. All power to the people. I was recruited when I was 16, and my academic, professional, and personal life have been directed entirely by the Black Eye since that point. Funny enough, my real life mirrors my professional life in so many ways. Everything is on a need-to-know basis. I have no idea how many members, how many cells we have, or where or what they are working on. I just know my role. I receive instructions through an anonymous mail drop. I know only 2 people in the Black Eye, and one of them is Kyle. Well, the other one would be my wife, Margaret. And yes, even my marriage was dictated by the organization. Like many arranged marriages, we've grown to love one another over the years. Marriage. Yet another institution we have infiltrated only to ultimately destroy. so the irony just kills me. Margaret doesn't always share my sense of humor, so again, I laugh on the inside, and I say nothing. Margaret shaves her legs every day before cramming her feet into high heels. Like me, she has been groomed, nurtured, and directed by the Black Eye every step of the way since her youth. She's now an aide to a certain senator. Her directives from the organization I do not know. When I do get off on leave, we talk about our professional work, not our real work. Margaret has to periodically meet a contact somewhere, maybe a mail drop, similar to mine. Lately, it seems these trips are more and more frequent and take longer and longer. I worry that her situation is getting heavy, but she can't say anything. I referred to her contact as he one time, and she didn't contradict me. I worry. I can hardly remember the last time I had more than a few days off in a row. Here I am, back home for 3 whole weeks. I had been looking forward to actually spending some time with Margaret for a change, but as soon as I got in the door, I see her coming downstairs with her coat on her way out. "Henry," she lets out, smiling. But it seems forced, like she's distracted. She mumbles something apologetic sounding about being late already and gives me a perfunctory kiss. I'm about to protest or ask where she's going, but the phone is ringing. I pick it up, and as I'm saying hello, she just gives this little wave and closes the door behind her. It was Kyle on the phone. Kyle's got some time off too, and invites me over for a coffee that evening. Now, when Kyle uses the word coffee on the phone, it's to let me know he wants to talk to me about something related to the movement. The entire idea behind securing a sample of cinnamon was that Kyle would be able to do an independent analysis of the substance away from watchful eyes. The Black Eye had set him up in his own lab in a safe house across town. Well, safe apartments, actually. I assume that the reasoning behind this is that if we have full knowledge of what they're working on, the better we'll be able to, in some way, neutralize this latest weapon and keep it from furthering global colonization. Know your enemy. I show up at the apartment that night. Now, Kyle is not usually one to get stressed out, but here he is, definitely looking stressed. "Henry, look at Bakunin. Look at his leg. I can only assume this has something to do with the cinnamon and what that means about the nature of cinnamon. Henry, now you're positive that the vial was sealed, right?" So I tell him, actually, when I picked the vial up from the drop-off, the cap was loose and there was some of the liquid on the outside. Bakunin's leg could have easily been directly contacted by the cinnamon. And Kyle is gaping at me, freaking. You didn't tell me this before! Did you get any on yourself?" "Well, no," I tell him. "I was wearing gloves, of course." I agreed with him that these were indeed disturbing developments and left, urging him to let me know as soon as he figured anything else out.